Good morning, everyone. Right, first of all, welcome to my new subscribers. Very happy to have you along. One of my subscribers did ask about lino cutting, so I thought I'd show you, what I've done. The actual carving, I mean, I don't know, it's a bit like watching paint dry, really, watching somebody carve, and I don't have the editing skills to, to speed it up. So what I'll do, I'll just show you what I've done, and I carved this one a while ago, but I've never printed it, so maybe we'll print it live. But I'll use just archive a link. I won't use the Speedball links, but let me run through what you need just to get started, basically. Now, I did a class with a lady called Louise Nichols. I'll just show you. I hope she doesn't mind this, but anyway, these are the kind of things that she does. Okay, so it's lino print embellished with felt, which is the class that I did with her. That's her contact details. This is her Etsy, so go and have a look. Or she's got her own website, louisenichols.com. Okay, she's got very distinct style, I think. I don't think I've seen anybody else with it do it big, and it is all about the enhancing and embellishing the lino print with felt, basically, which is a very distinct design. So okay, let me, where do I start? Right, this is right, let me move this one out of the way for a second. Let's run through materials. Okay, I bought a carving set. I don't know who makes this. It says S Deb, sorry. You can just see that on there. It says S Deb on the handle of the thing there. And basically it comes in a little kit, and you get all the carving tools in there, and they just slip into the end of the handle there. So there's all sorts of shapes and designs. I think I've got two sets here actually, because I seem to have two handles. So I might have bought another set at some point with different blades. I seriously can't remember. It's been a well, probably 2-3 years since I've played with this, but anyway. So yeah, obviously you need the carving set, because you can't do nothing without the carving set. You also need lino, which comes in all sorts of shapes and forms. Those are some practice pieces. It's good to have a couple of pieces that you just keep to the side, just for practicing your carving on, especially if you haven't done it for a while, because there's a tendency to dig a bit too deep sometimes. But anyway, so got some bits of offcuts here. It's literally linoleum lino. This actually, I must have bought a set. Yeah, I did. Look here, I bought a kit. Oh, let me hold it there. So SD lino printing, cutting and printing kit. So yeah, it must have come with all this. Ah, okay, so that's the thing that came in the kit. Brayer I've got, yeah, so that's and the tray I've got somewhere. I don't know where that's gone. Yeah, and you obviously get the linos here, which is obviously those. Okay, yeah, I can't remember, I'll be honest. I'll say it's been a while. Well, it might have been those ones actually. Oh, it's those and those. Right, so they came in the kit, and then there's some round ones, which are, I think I've only got one left now. Yeah, that one. Okay, yep, so that's good. This little thing here, I don't even know where mine's gone. No, I don't. It's basically, it's shaped that your lino slides in there and holds it for you, because you have to be careful that your hands are kept out of the way all the time. I don't think I ever used it, and I probably got rid of it. So anyway, so I picked up this lino. My friend, who's an artist, was getting rid of her linos, so I bought these, and then I've just got this one big bit left, and then some little offcuts. And it's amazing what you can do with these. So don't throw anything away, because sometimes you don't want to do a massive great stamping lino cut. You just want to do little ones. So let me show you some bits that I've done and actually embellished and finished. So this is a piece, it doesn't look very inspiring, I think I did this in the class that I did with Louise actually, and I was just mucking around, just literally carving some shapes, doing some little hash marks here. Let me just get that in the light. There we are. Little hash marks, just messing around. Yeah, just carving basically. However, when I printed it, it reminded me of a landscape, so I turned it into this. So let me just see how close I can get without the camera going freaky. So I printed it in blue, felt sun, machine embroidered the rays going out there, the hills green, just a little bit of hand stitching on there, and I did these little boats. I thought it looked like a river basically, and then some teeny tiny sheep in the background there, and that's done. I printed it on a cotton, and then I've mounted it and machine embroidered it onto a piece of I don't know, kind of like a blue burlappy stuff basically, and mounted it there. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, and then I did a in a different colourway. Let's see how close I can get. Yeah, I think I satin stitched the sun on that one. It's not coming out very well, is it? There we are, that's a bit better. Satin stitched this, machine embroidered the rays again, hand couched down a piece of, I don't know, embroidery floss, I would imagine, again with the felt, just hand embellished that. I think they yeah, that's a silk thread that I had, so it's come up lovely on that one. It's going blurry, sorry if it is. Again, tiny sheep. I've got a thing about sheep in case you didn't notice. And again, it's just mounted onto a piece of fabric. Yeah, so that one I put in a big double frame. So, all right, these are ones that I take to my shows. I don't put these on the website. I don't know why I don't actually. Why I don't put on my Etsy. But anyway, there they are. That's those. And that is just literally, I should put those there, from a very simple carving like that. You could do it this way. You could print it this way, and then it would be quite abstract. I mean, you could actually print this and turn this into a flower. You know, just because you've got these lines printed doesn't mean to say you've got to follow it, okay? You can turn it into whatever you want. You've just got a design in the background. So the other thing about lino printing is it's a bit like gel plate printing actually. You kind of work in reverse. So the part that you want to print, you leave it up, and then to define, you know, so for this here, I've defined the actual rays. I don't think I actually meant it to be that, but anyway, they've ended up as sun rays. So you need to carve that away, because then that won't print. So this will stand bold. Get it in camera properly. This part will stand bold, and the lines will not. Okay, so you get that. It takes a while to get it in your head. I mean, if you're a bit brighter than me, you've probably got it, but it does take a little while to work out and think, you know, you want that bit forward and that bit back, if you like. So I don't know if I'm making any sense. You know, there are an awful lot more experienced people on YouTube that do really good videos, so go and have a look. This is another one that I did. It's a dove. That was the I draw first of all onto tracing paper, get the design. Well, first of all I do it on sort of copy paper and work out what I want to do, and then draw the outline on tracing paper with a really soft HB pencil. I've got this one, which is a 6. Let's see if it'll focus. Nope. Okay, it's WH Smith's. I just picked it up in WH Smith's. It's it was a set of pencils. Oh, come on, focus. Set of pencils. This is a soft one, 6 HB. You can also use a graphite stick. Why are you going freaky? Stop freaking. So you can use a graphite stick. And all you need these for is you draw your design, decide which orientation you want it. So if I want it to face this way, I need, hang on, let me think about this. This is where my brain goes fuzzy. Yeah, if I want it to face that way, I need to copy it down on there like that, and then when it prints, it will print it that way. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So to transfer that onto the lino, what you'd need to do is go over. I mean, you can shade with the graphite stick, the whole thing. Okay, just shade it, or you can just go over the lines with the soft pencil. So you just draw your shape, turn it over. Let me move these out of the way. Pop your piece of uncarved lino down, put that on. Okay, I would strongly suggest taping it down so it doesn't move, and then with a slightly well, yeah, I suppose, well, yeah, slightly harder pencil, just go back over your lines, and then that transfers onto your lino. You then carve it like so, and then print it. All right, so this one, I've been looking at this actually because I thought what I needed to do was actually carve out some shapes in here, but I'll show you what I finished. I did with it in the end anyway. So to give it some movement and stuff, I carved the bird. It was quite plain, as you can probably tell. And then I always envisaged being able to put a word or something down here. So I left that completely plain so that that would print in the solid, you know, in the colour. And then I just did these marks basically. Oh, and the obviously the twig. Now, if you're making like here, I've got the twig. That's fine, but you need to carve lines either side of your twig so that that stands out. You will get it, don't worry. It's the same as when you do a leaf. You can't just draw a leaf. You've got to draw a leaf and then carve a line round to have your outline, and then you need to carve inside just the other side of the outline as well. So you end up with 1, 2, 3, because that way this bit will stand up. Am I making any sense? I'm probably not, am I? Right. Anyway, have a go. It's good fun. So, so from that one, I printed and made these one Christmas. It was a workshop we did. Okay, so you can see, obviously it's the opposite way round, but you can see where, see here? Okay, it's that bit here. So by leaving this standing up, if you like, and just carving little bits in, this is what you get when it prints. Okay, so you get the solid background with little bits coming out. Okay, and it's the same as over here. Okay, I carved all these lines, but I carved lines the other side of the lines. I don't know if that's making any sense whatsoever. And the leaves, I've gone over these with felt. Hang on, let me turn that way. So I don't know if you can just make out. So that line there, just turn into that, right? That line there prints the outline of the inside bit of the leaf, and by leaving that gap there, or that carved shape there, it's left it white here so that you get the outline. Okay, right, same here. By leaving this sort of solid, I'm just catching it in the light, by leaving this bit solid and little bits in, you get that effect. Okay, so obviously it doesn't print what you've carved. That's probably a better description. So anyway, this is a little wall hanging thing that I did, and as I say, I always envisaged having this bit empty. I mean, that would have printed grey anyway, or black, so you know, you could have just left it like that, but I actually embroidered the word peace in there because we did a Christmas dove basically. Yeah, and then you can just embellish with felt however you want, really. Again, literally taking what I did in that class with Louise. That's how she does it. You don't have to do it with anything. You can just print the picture and that's it. You know, you don't have to. But I suppose if you were doing it onto card and paper, you would just want the print anyway. So it's completely up to you. But this one I did go in and embellish with felt and a lot of hand stitching and stuff. So yeah, so that's the kind of thing you can, you know, do whatever really. So right, let me pop that over there. So yeah, that's the image that I carved. But yeah, I was thinking, I was looking at it just now, and I just thought, actually, if I went in with the wings here and carved out a bit more, I could actually leave the background print of the bird and then just embellish the inside of the wing, if you like, with felt or whatever, with stitch. So, but yeah, I mean, you just play around with it, really. Right, so get your inspiration from wherever. If you're not going to sell your work, by all means go on things like Pinterest and that and look for some very simple images. That's a very simple image, but obviously you don't want to pinch somebody else's drawings or work, you know. I mean, that's just not done. The only thing that I did do was to get inspiration for this. I did find this picture. It's a painting that I found online. Very simple. I printed it in black and white. It just makes life easier. And I really liked this bird. So I just freehand drew it myself. I kind of, you know, used that as reference sort of thing and got a feel for the sky. You know, it's not identical to that, so I feel this is my own work and I'm interpreting it in my way. I just took inspiration from that picture. So yeah, I did obviously started carving it. I don't think I've got it quite right yet, looking at it, thinking because that will print, that will be black. So if I want to go in and embellish, I mean, if I just want to do a straight picture, that's fine. Shall we print it and let's have a look? Let's have a look. Now the trick in this room is finding a bit of white paper, bear with me. Yep. Oh, yeah, actually thinking about it, the other thing I forgot to tell you is about the paints. So in that kit that I showed you, sorry, in that one you do actually get a tube of paint. And what I use and what I mean, as I say, I haven't got that much experience at this, but when I did the class with Louise Nichols, she suggested using the Speedball Paints. Okay, and it does specifically, this one say fabric printing. So I think, yeah, that's the one that comes in the kit. So it's SD. ESSDEE, that's the name of the kit. So you get that one with your kit anyway. Sorry, I'll just move this box, it's causing a shadow. Yeah, still causing a shadow, I'll move it in a second. So I picked up these are Speedball brand name. You know, there's lots of different companies out there. I think, again, Speedball. This is a screen printing ink. I would imagine it behaves the same, but anyway, I've got a range of colours in there, so it's a little box I keep it all in. So I should be mixing up some colours later because I want to do oh no, I want to, yeah, I'll show you that in a second. Sorry, let's just concentrate. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is just, I don't know if this is the right way, this is my way. I'm just going to rub my archival ink over the lino print, and then let's see what we've got, because I can't remember even where I got to on this, which bits, you know, need more work. So let me get you in frame. Let's move that box, it is causing a massive shadow. There we are. Okay, so I'm just gonna, thing with lino is it's never quite flat like a rubber stamp. So, oh, just looking to see that I get in the black ink everywhere. As I say, I just want a rough impression. It's not, this is not going to be a working print, as it were. Probably not going to do much with it. I just want to see where I've got to, really. Right. Now the other thing with lino is you take your fabric, paper, whatever, to the lino. Let me just grab my smusher. Hang on a second. I've got my smusher. Okay, you can get a professional one of these. This is that wooden thing that I use on my gel plate. I don't know if this ink's going to work actually. I might need to get some of the Speedball paint out. The Speedball paint is very sticky actually, so you haven't got to worry too much about it sliding around, but you can get a professional plate, you know, that squashes, transfers it for you, but this is quite nice. You do, when you're using the Speedball paints and you're printing on paper or fabric even, you will see the ink coming through. Alright, this is just archival. It's not as juicy as the Speedball paint, so let's have a look. Okay, it's very pale, but we might be able to see what we've got. Let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty pants, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, the ink might not be doing it any favours, but I might have to go over it with I'm kind of getting an idea of what I've got. So I'm looking at this. I mean, as a print, it's fine if I was going to use that on a greeting card or something, but I don't. I want to use it to future embellish with fabrics and felt and stuff. So I can see I'll need to carve out his belly a bit more. What's happening between those legs? Right, I definitely need to make some deeper marks in here. Sorry, in here, because it's coming out quite solid black there, and if you can see that. So I definitely need to define that a bit more. Happy with the way the waves and the puddles are going, that's okay. The sky is, it's okay. I might, yeah, because you see here it's not picking up much. It could be the ink. Right. Okay. All right. Well, this is kind of what you can do. You know, you can just do a rough print. I think I should have used the actual Speedball paint. I think that would have been better. But yeah, you just keep going. You can always take away. You can't add, unfortunately. It's pretty obvious. But yeah, so just be mindful that once you've carved it, that's it. It's there. You can't go back and put it back in. So let me just remove any of that ink. Yeah, and you know, you can do what you like with it. As I say, you haven't got to embellish it at all. You can just use it straight as it is. And you know, if you're doing card or paper, print straight on. You can just print straight onto fabric. You do not have to do the embellishment bit. But I think when I did Louise's class, the reason I got quite interested in it is because of the way she does do that extra embellishment step, if you like, which, as you know, those of you that have been with me for a bit, you know that I do quite like a bit of hand stitching, and you know, I think it really adds. So right, here we are. That's it. Nice inky fingers first thing in the morning. That's what we like. Okay, so yeah, I'll need to go away and work on this. As I say, I'm not gonna. It'll drive you bonkers if I sit here doing it. I did watch one. There was one on YouTube. He's he's an American guy, but he obviously is in Japan. And he did a fantastic wood. It was wood carving, because you can actually, you don't have to use lino. You can use wood. But it was 3 hours long. I can't believe I sat through it, but I did. So yeah, I mean, I've got these which I've just taken as inspirational photos, pictures basically. This is one of the one that I was going to work on in the class, but got totally distracted by what other people were doing, which was a lot of backgroundy stuff. Oh yeah, the other thing is, if you can't find lino, just get a bog standard eraser, a rubber, and then you know, you can carve that exactly the same way. It's quite soft actually. It's quite nice to do. I don't quite know why I printed that one. Quite inspired by the sheepy. See, got a thing about sheep. Right, What else have I got here? All sorts of things. I say it was quite nice actually going back through my box. So I love that print of that robin, but I would just take inspiration from that. I would not copy that directly. Again, those shapes there, like those. Again, that. I say print in black and white because it will give you an idea of, or a start anyway, of where you want to, you know, where you need to do your carving. Same as those. So yeah, I obviously had a bit of a thing about birds, didn't I? So yeah, have a go. It doesn't have to be difficult. I sat, I can't remember who was I watching. Can't remember. Anyway, I think I might do some fish. So I just sat last night scribbling and trying to work out what I need to do, what I need to carve out, etc, etc. So yeah, I'm kind of, these are really bad drawings, aren't they? I'm kind of working out what I want to do. So in this area here, although I'd blacked it out, I thought if I just do little, I might even do, because I think one of my tools cuts like a scoop. You know, like a fish scale. Yeah, that one might do it actually. Sorry, I keep forgetting the camera's over here. That's no good. It cuts like a cup shape, if you like, so I might be able to, which way would I need to go? That way. So opposites, think opposites all the time. So I might be able to scoop out and make some sort of like fish scale marks. I don't know, I'm just going to have a play. That's why I keep those little scrappy bits, so that I can just play with a little bit of embellishment and see what's what. And I've lost them now. Where are you? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, oh, they're buried, that's why. Hold on. Should we have a quick look and see what that one does? Right. Can't remember how this thing works now. See, it's been a while. That, I think, goes in the other set, and I've lost me dowel thing, I think, that goes in. Although they're just pushing. Ah, they're just pushing. Right, okay. Oh, the bumbling crafter's back, isn't she? Okay. Right, so let's try and get you in. Just going to mess around with this one, see if it'll give me. So just always cut away from yourself, okay? Even though we all think we're there, it'll be all right. It really won't. It'll hurt. So yeah, I need to practice that scooping and then cutting it out, basically. I'm going to get my fat head in screen now, aren't I? Okay, well that could work actually as a fish scale. Sorry, here we are. Just pushing in gently, scooping and up. Yeah, I need to practice. And you don't need to go down, okay? You don't need to dig. You just scoop the surface. I say these are quite sharp. My neighbour and her dogs. Sorry if you can hear that. Okay, so you just gently, just take your time. You know, I think it's a bit like with the machine embroidery. All right, just accept the fact that your first one probably isn't going to be any good, but you're learning, you are practicing, and you've got to give yourself that break. I used to get so, I'd be, oh, I've wasted that, and I've done this, and I've done that. So whenever I do something new now, I just approach it that, actually, I'm learning, and I forgive myself if I mess up the first one, okay? Come off. So, yeah, and this in particular, because it's all about the depth, the you know, and it is thinking in that backwards way, which printing is where, you know, what you see here is not what you're going to get. It's going to be transposed. So think about that actually if you're going to do lettering. As I say, it's like working on the gel plate. Everything prints backwards. It looks great when you carve it, but when you print it, it will be the wrong way round. So yeah, just play around, have a go. I wish I could remember how much that kit was, but it does give you everything to start with. I'll pop that there so you can see it. Yeah, so it gives you everything to start with. I have got the tray somewhere. Oh, Yeah, the other thing is when you're rolling the paint, it's a very weird consistency, and you get your brayer, put it in this little tray, roll it, and it almost it sounds sticky. It sort of goes like that when you're rolling it, and once it gets to that sticky stage, you're ready. Okay, so have your if you're going to print on fabric, have your fabric ready. Your paint, I put my paint tray here because I'm right-handed, so I'd roll the ink, get it all to that sound. That's technical, isn't it? Do that and then roll it on, left, right, up, down. Okay, don't just go done. You need to go side to side, up, down, side to side. All right, and get it really well and truly covered. This has got bent, I think. Yeah, so get it well and truly covered. Okay, nice even coating all over. Keep going until you think you've got it ready. Then get your fabric or your paper. Let's say you kind of have to work upside down with lino. You can't, you know, it's like stamping. You can't, well, you could if it was mounted on wood, but yeah, anyway. So take your paper, lay it down, and if you can find something, even if it's just what else could you use? I mean, they do a special tool like this. You could get well, I'm looking around my room thinking what you could get. It just needs to be something hard but soft, if that makes sense. So the actual surface itself needs to be hard, for for you to just rub over. I can't remember what it's called. They make one. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. Anyway, you just keep going over like that, and you just keep going and going. And I say, with the Speedball paint, you will see the ink coming through. Okay, it's not like with that archival ink. You will see it come through, and once you start to see it come through, you know, you're pretty close. So have a look. If it's not quite where you want it to be, keep going. All right, keep transferring the ink. I mean, you can do it with your hand if you like, but it gets a little bit tiring on your hand. So this kind of thing, I'd say they do sell a special one. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. All right, so just keep going and going and going. You'll see it coming through. Flip it over to check it. Just hold it in the corner there. Flip, check, and then once you're happy, take it off, and away you go. After that, you can do what you like with it, really. As I say, I particularly liked the style that Louise did. Hopefully, I don't think I'm copying it, but I've been, influenced by it. In effect, that using embellishment on top of the lino print. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody else do it. I don't know. I haven't really scoured the internet for it. I mean, there probably is people, but yeah. So I think that's enough. Apart from me sitting and actually carving and lino printing, maybe you want to see that. I don't know, but anyway, have a go. Try and get yourself a little kit. I think it was like 20 quid. Even though I don't even think it was that. I don't know. It does tell you how to do it itself. Oh, there you go. Look, it shows you how that corner thing that comes in the kit, and you use that instead of your hand getting jabbed, basically. Oh, that's right. Yeah, those are. You can make stamps with those. Yeah, because that's sticky. Yeah, and it basically would stick on the bottom of your thing there. Yeah. Okay, what else does it show you? Yeah, so it sort of shows you a couple of design elements. It shows you about the cutting and the carving. I think the thing is not to go too, you need to go deep enough, but not too deep, because you don't want to cut through the back of the lino. You shouldn't be able to see the design at all on there when you've, and then, yeah, it shows you there rolling. As I say, you need that sound, and then it's ready to go. Oh, that's okay. Well, they're called it a baron. That's what it's called. I couldn't think what the name was. And what they're saying is to use this as your baron, which would actually work, actually. They are correct. Oh, I see, that comes out. That screws in there. Sorry, it's the first time I think I've probably read these instructions. Oh, come here for an professional. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got you. Okay, yeah, so it's called a baron, and that's the thing that you use to transfer. Oh, that works. Oh, dear. Yeah, okay. There we are. Yeah. So, yeah, you can use that as a baron, and then just put your thingy back on there for your... Oh, dear. Amazing what happens when you read the instructions, isn't it? Okay, I hope that's given you a bit of an idea, maybe a bit of inspiration of what you can and can't do with it. Yeah, there is just so much out there, guys. I'm not going to, I'm not going to bore you to tears by, you know, carving and printing. Well, printing I might do, but at the moment I've got so much fabric on my table, I can't have ink out at the moment. That's another design that I'm sort of messing around with. Little flower. Yeah, so there you go. Have a go. It is astonishing what you can do with a bit of linoleum lino. Let's put that in the frame there. Yeah, so from that to that. I'll say he's not done yet. Let's put that there. And where's my dove? There he is. I say I think I need to just refine that one a bit more, because if I go in and cut in here, I'd have bits here that I could embellish for the wings and the tail as well. Because I didn't put the I've got them carved, but I never put them in, did I, Wally? Okay. Yeah. So it's it's completely up to do what you do with it. I think I've always ever intended to use it to print on fabric, because that is my passion, my love, so it's fine. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else. Let me know if there is any questions at all. I am more than happy to answer questions. I do faff around and play with all kinds of things, so yeah. Just let me know, and if anybody wants some prints of this, again, let me know. I can always do an Etsy listing, and then you can embellish to your little art's content. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm going to do, hopefully, some gel printing this afternoon, so if I do, I will bring you with me. So, bye-bye for now. Bye.